What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at Season 3 of Doctor Who 2005 to 2022. As I said, we're going on this journey together, this journey through time and space, going all the way back to 2007, when wee old Tyler was only a 4-year-old, back when I actually was no longer a potato, and was pretty much a functioning creature. I wouldn't say any more than that. I was functioning at 4. But yeah, this is season 3. Again, David Tennant, but a new season, a new sidekick. And it's not the sidekick that I thought it was. For whatever reason, Donna Noble was randomly thrown into season 2, but then doesn't come back till season 4. So, we'll take a look at Donna Noble tomorrow in tomorrow's upload. But the storyline for this one is they're on a spaceship with rhinos. They go to Shakespearean, then they go to see cat people. They fight the Daleks. They go to World War One or Two, Victorian England. They go to like a professor. They go to a spaceship towards the sun. Basically, Doctor gets a girlfriend. There's basically an Addams Family knockoff, and Weeping Angels to a utopia, and then Saxon comes Prime Minister, and then Earth is conquered by the Master. And that's basically it. That is it. So again, another 13 episodes, all at roughly around 40 minutes each. So again, 13 hours of your day. You can watch in a day, but it is a good fucking portion of your day, and you will be here all day. And Doctor Who seasons don't seem to have that nowadays. I'm going to be honest, I've forgotten to rate the other 2 seasons, so I'm going to quickly do that. Season 1, solid 8 out of 10. Season 2, also a solid 8 out of 10. However, Season 3... I'm not going to reveal till the end of the video because I want you to stay and watch, Gotta get that watch time. There isn't as many creative villains in this one. Again, the Daleks do come back for a double sort of whammy, a double episode special, as we seem to have in Doctor Who. We always have like the mid-season special with episode 4, 5, or 5 and 6. Other than that, there isn't that many special, memorable villains. There isn't that many characters here that are that spectacular, none of which are that memorable. I felt like this season was one of the weakest ones that I've seen, with the strongest episode being number 10, which is Blink, and causing one of my biggest fears, and a gaming trope which is now used a whole fucking lot. It is now in Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach with the exoskeletons. It is also done in Resident Evil and in a couple of other horror games. But Weeping Angels, if you don't know what they are pretty big in Doctor Who, and they're actually what made me stop watching Doctor Who in the first place, because young old Tyler, was fucking terrified of them. I still am fucking terrified of them. However, back then it was pretty bad because I used to have nightmares about them all the time. I have 3 nightmares which I can still vividly remember about these bastards, and they are stone angels, stone creatures, which move when you don't look at them. So when you blink, they move, and they can come closer and closer and closer until finally they reach you and kill you. And I'm pretty sure they can turn you into weeping angels, and they were fucking terrifying in the LEGO Dimensions game as well. However, they weren't put to the same degree. Obviously, within LEGO Dimensions you can respawn. It is still quite stressful and strenuous, but, it can still be managed. Now, I don't rate the new side character, which is Jones, I think. I think her name is Jones. Martha Jones. I don't rate Martha Jones, I'm going to be honest. She isn't the best side character. I much prefer, like, Amy Pond, Ruby Rose, I think she's called, and also Rose Tyler, just my personal favorite 3. I don't have a lot of memories of this season. I know there's a giant spider human at one point, and I have recently watched this, and again, I can barely fucking remember anything from this season. Like, none of it is sticking in my head. Nothing's too memorable. I was quite bored rewatching this season. There isn't a lot I have to say, so I do feel like this will be a shorter video. Again, my main sort of takeaway from this is the introduction to the Master and him being a pretty big character in the role of Doctor Who, a pretty big enemy and one of the strongest enemies the Doctor has ever had to come across. And then also the Weeping Angels, which do remake their appearance countless times. This season, again, it is pretty boring, and I'm surprised we got a season 4 after this one, because this is still, quite early on in the Doctor's journey, quite early on in Doctor Who, and again, it's its second, no, it's its first comeback after like the 90s. So the Doctor is still pretty new, and I do still like how David Tennant still has this like Doctor charm to him. He's the one that sets up this Doctor charm with him being charismatic, sort of quippy, quirky, zipping around, all hyperactive and super intelligent. But he also can do this great emotion where he can go and delve into the angry side of the Doctor, where the Doctor is obviously a character that doesn't take his, doesn't do violence. He doesn't like violence. He doesn't like killing. But he does get angry and he does get upset. And we do see that throughout this season in a little bit more depth than we did in season 1. So it does show a little bit more character development and character depth. But again, it is a third season, and again, it is a third character being introduced, because season 1 had the new Doctor and Rose, season 2 had the newest Doctor, obviously David Tennant, and now season 3 has a newer sidekick as well. So it is like I said, like new season means new character, new things, and I don't mind a new villain coming in with every episode. That's fine. That's how you set up a world. That's how you set up a universe. That's how you do world building. And Doctor Who is like that. It's one of those series, shows where you can get that really unique world building, where it's interesting to like the characters and getting to see all of them do these unique things and see these new places and how characters interact with other things. And Doctor Who can build a world without having to explain it too deeply. It's like a show don't tell, which gives like the viewers a sense of like respect. Like you can feel pretty smart and you feel respected and you feel seen by the show, because they're not treating you like a baby. They're not like giving you everything like on a spoon or like on a silver platter. They're not spoon feeding you the information. They're letting you work out stuff for your own, and it's fun because every episode is built with like a little bit of mystery and like a little bit of a time crunch and like how the Doctor's gonna save the day, how the Doctor is gonna come out on top. And again, the Doctor always comes out on top. The Doctor always wins. And again, 3 seasons, each with like 13, 14 episodes, the Doctor constantly winning doesn't get boring because there's constantly new threats. He's constantly being new with his ways of winning, and he's constantly being very witty and clever about it. So it's like very unique each time he wins. It's not like a Marvel movie where it's like, oh, big. It's not like a Marvel movie where it's like scheduled and sort of set plot points and set plot development. It is like very unique in its sort of creation, where he can flow through the storyline and he can flows very nicely, and proves that obviously this is one of the greatest shows in British television history. Again, it's not got that much competition. Like British TV's pretty shit, and the BBC isn't that great. Like again, it is funded with our tax money. Like that is how we get Doctor Who. Like obviously now it's partnered up with Disney Plus, so Disney's helping fund it as well. But still, it's very shit in its terms. It's very shit in anything else that the BBC actually produces. I don't know a lot of good shows that the BBC actually produces. I don't watch a lot of TV on the BBC other than Doctor Who, so I will put that out there. But this season, the other memorable thing that I have from it is that it created one of my biggest fears, and other than that, it ain't that special. It ain't that great. So I do feel like this is a very weak season for Doctor Who, where it doesn't have a lot of strong contending episodes. There isn't too much scary content here, like we saw in season 1 with the the crying child, but it does provide threat in episode 42, where the ship is hurtling towards the sun. And I feel like that episode was like keeping you on the edge of your seat and constantly sort of giving you something to worry about and a constant looming threat. I liked that one. And then also episode 10 continues the trend with each season having a episode where the Doctor barely shows up. It is like the standard no Doctor episode, which is seems to continue with every season. Again, I've only seen up to season 7 of the like 2005 till 2022 version of Doctor Who, so I'm not too sure where that's going. So I don't know how long it continues, but I know it does continue, and that's the Weeping Angel one because it introduces us to 2 new characters, which aren't that interesting. I will admit they're not that cool, they're not that creative, and it does leave like a constant like, hey, Weeping Angels are still here, they are still around. You don't have to worry about them, you know, like they're coming for you, and maybe I'll do an animated story time in the future on a couple of dreams, a couple of nightmares that I've had. It's a plan that I've had for a while. I've always wanted to start doing animated content, and one of the videos that I have planned is dreams, and then one to coincide with that is nightmares. And you will see a couple of Weeping Angel nightmares in there as well, because I've wrote a couple of my dreams, a couple of my nightmares, and the Weeping Angel one, it's a pretty fucking big one, I will admit. But yeah, other than that, this season is one of the weakest ones, and one which I don't rate that highly. So it's getting a 4 out of 10. So I'm sorry for Doctor Who fans, but this season just ain't it. It doesn't hit as strong as the others, and it doesn't have that much of the character development, I will admit. So other than that, I hope you all enjoyed. See you all next time. I hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe.